Okay, welcome to the latest edition of the Iscah Q&A video series. This week's edition is about the new 2017 skilled occupation list. We're going to go through a series of questions we've been asked on Facebook over the last week, and hopefully that will help you with your application. Okay, straight on to the first question. Dear Sir Madam, thanks for uploading the new SOL on your FB page. I want to know about the pointer requirement for accountant. Are there any changes in the accountant number of seats? Okay, so the Immigration Department for each occupation have got a ceiling on how many invites they will issue for each occupation on the skilled occupation list. Last year, accountants had around 2,525, and so this year, hopefully there are more than that to take some of the pressure off that occupation. At the moment, they haven't released the number of or the ceilings for each of those occupations. We'll have to see what they look like, and it's around the 4th or 5th of July is when the numbers were released last year. So we expect there's still probably about another 6 weeks to go, and as soon as we hear anything about it, we'll chuck it up on our Facebook page. Okay, hi Iscah, as per the new SOL, accountant will remain on the list. That's great. So does that mean applicants will get an invite at 65 points? I applied for an EOI in March. Any chance of getting an invite by July? Okay, so they just did a Skills Select invitation round about 2 hours ago, or at least released the results 2 hours ago for the 11th of May round, and all accountants at 70 points who had lodged an EOI by the 3rd of May got an invite. It's only about a 1 week delay at 70 points. So certainly 70 points looks like that's enough to get an invite at the moment. That'll probably be enough after the 1st of July as well. 65 pointers, the last time they invited 65 pointers, they were inviting people back in September 2015. So that suggests there's something around about an 8 or 9 month wait queue, if you like, at 65 points. If they keep on inviting people at the same rate next year, next program year, started in July, as they have this year. So if you lodge an EOI in March, that leaves only 4 months through to July. I think there's about a 2% chance you'll get an invite by sometime in July. It's just not going to happen. I think 65 pointers are going to have probably a wait of around 6 to 12 months. And so hopefully you can try and find a way to get some more points. Now that's if the numbers stay as they are for this program year. If they suddenly upped the numbers for accountants to 5,000-6,000, then the 65 pointers have got a good chance of getting a quick invite. Now the good thing is that the skills assessing bodies have suggested to immigration that more people should get a visa as an accountant at the moment, more than the last program year. So they all did suggest accountants stay on the skill list. The departments agreed with that. Hopefully they'll also increase the numbers for accountants, and they'll take a bit of pressure off the current pass mark, which basically is 70 points. Okay, can you please tell me last year, External Auditor, which month's files were being looked at, and if someone lodged an application in January this year at 60 points, is there any hope of an invite? Okay, so last year External Auditor was closed, the 1,000 places were closed by September. Okay, so all those people got an invite who had lodged as an External Auditor. All 1,000 places went by September, and there were no places left. So it's been closed really for the next 9 months of the program year. If they only give 1,000 places again, the question is, will they then have a quota each month, in which case External Auditor may well need 70 points, maybe 65 points to get an invite, or will they give all 1,000 places all at once? And if they give all 1,000 places all at once, how many people are queued up at 65 points? I don't think there will be a lot. I think a lot of people would have jumped off External Auditor as an option once they closed that, and would have been trying to get through as an accountant. So yeah, look, we need to see what the ceiling is for External Auditor. We need to see how the department focus on that occupation, whether they do the same with they did accountants and give a number each round, or they give all 1,000 at once. If they give all 1,000 at once, I think it'll get rid of all the 65 pointers for external auditor, and it might get down to some of the 60 pointers who had lodged an EOI in sort of September, October. You lodged your EOI in January. Look, I don't think they'll get to that. I hope I'm wrong for you, but I don't think they'll get to January 2016 60 pointers for external auditor. Okay, hi there, I finished my MPA. I'm now on a subclass 485, recently finished the professional year, now want to assess my degree. Which occupation should I nominate? Okay, if I was in your position, I would nominate accountant and external auditor. Both occupations are going to appear on the SOL again for the new program year. If you go to an accounting body, they generally won't assess both occupations for you. So you're going to have to take one assessment from one accounting body, let's say the CPA, and another from a second accounting body. Now, given there are 3 accounting bodies, that does give you quite a number of options. So yeah, you can probably get one from 2 different accounting assessment bodies and nominate 2 separate EOIs, and that just obviously doubles up your chances. I do that, costs nothing to get an extra EOI. Okay, it might cost you another few $100s to get the skills assessment, but given how much money you've spent on studying in Australia probably to this point, I would definitely lodge 2 EOIs. Okay, is motor mechanics still on the skilled occupation list? Yes, it is. Yep. I'm completing my Masters in Petroleum Engineering in December this year. Can I still apply for the 485 visa? Okay, so Petroleum Engineer fell off the SOL on, or is going to, on the 1st of July. So that means you can't apply for a 189 after the 1st of July. In terms of a 485, if you apply for your first student visa after the 4th of November 2011, then you don't need to have a skills assessment to apply for the 485 visa. So if you've done a 2-year Masters in Petroleum Engineering, it doesn't matter it's come off the skilled occupation list. If you apply for your first student visa after the 4th of November 2011, you don't need a skills assessment, you don't need an occupation on the skilled occupation list, you're fine. You can apply for a 2-year 485 visa. If you apply for your first student visa before the 4th of November 2011, you need a skills assessment as a petroleum engineer, and you need to have your occupation on the skilled occupation list. Given it's coming off the skilled occupation list in July and you're finishing in December, if that's you, you're one of the old students, then you can't apply for the 485 visa anymore. Okay, next question. Very bad news on your website. I saw they took out petroleum engineers from the list. So there's no need for me to reappeal about my skills assessment refusal. However, I have a degree in mechanical engineering before the degree in petroleum engineering. Any chance to save my life? Okay. So, look, the fact it's come off the skill list, petroleum engineer, it's on 6 state and territory lists at the moment. So there's still quite a demand for that on the 190 visa. New South Wales, it's on their list. So if I was you, if you can get an approved skills assessment through petroleum engineer, through an appeal in your particular case, you can still lodge under that occupation and ask New South Wales to sponsor you. And if they sponsor you under the 190 visa, if you're still on their list after the 1st of July, that overcomes the fact that it's no longer on the 189 list after the 1st of July. And given it's on 6 state and territories at the moment, the chances are it'll be on a few after the 1st of July, especially because if it comes off the independent list, then if the states really want that occupation, they're going to have to go out on a limb and sponsor them themselves. So I think there's a good chance it'll be on a few state lists after the 1st of July. Okay, I finished my diploma in dental technology in July this year. Can I still apply for a 485 visa, and what are my prospects after that for PR? Okay, because dental technology has also come off the skilled occupation list, which is used for 485s for diploma occupations, then you need to, if you want a 485 visa, you need to get your results before July. So you're saying you're getting your results in July, I'd go back to your college and say, hey, I'm paying you a lot of money, I really want to get my results before the 30th of June. If they can give you your results before that date, it means you can apply for the 485 visa before the 30th of June, before it comes off the SOL, And even though it won't be decided till after the 1st of July, that's okay. You can go and get the rest of your documents like your skills assessment and your medicals and your health insurance and things like that. You can get all of that done after the 1st of July, but you'll need your results before the 30th of June. If they can't give you the results before the 30th of June, you cannot apply for a 485 visa after the 1st of July as a dental technologist. In terms of long-term prospects, if you can get that 485 visa, you can go through the Job Ready program. If you can go through the Job Ready program, you can get a skills assessment. If you can get a skills assessment, then if it appears on a state list, and it may well appear on some state lists next program year, then you can still apply for a 190 or a 489 visa as a dental technologist. If you can't get a 485 visa because you're going to finish dental technology December this year or later on next year, then you can't do the Job Ready program, therefore you can't get a skills assessment, therefore the points test is out for you and you need to rely on company sponsorship, RSMS or 457. Okay, when is the new points test coming out? Okay, so the department are reviewing the whole points test at the moment. The budget has got the same number of skilled migrants and migrants this year as they did last year, as they did the year before. So they're not particularly trying to make the criteria harder, but they're trying to put their own stamp on what the criteria is going to look like. Now they did say that there would be a new points test out in around July this year. I can't see how that's going to happen. There's going to be a federal election on the 2nd of July. The department's not going to be concentrating too much on getting a points test approved by the minister, etc. So I think it's going to be, well later this year, probably around October, November-ish. That's when I think it'll come out. Okay, so that's it for this week. Remember, the rules are always changing. You've seen a lot of changes with the skilled occupation list in the last few days. So if you have any questions at all, get in touch, www.iscah.com for a consultation, answer to a question, or to find out how we can help you with managing your visa application. All right, and I'll see you soon.